world. They don't have a secret. They've simply repeated finger movements, scales, and entire pieces for thousands of hours until their bodies no longer need to think. That's not genius. That's muscle memory. That's unconscious precision. That's a nervous system reprogrammed through deliberate repetition. Hours until their bodies no longer need to think.
Money up. Put up some.
The universe does not operate by chance. It operates by law. Just as there are immutable physical laws that govern the movement of planets and the structure of an atom, there are mental and spiritual laws that govern your life, your prosperity, your health, and your destiny. These laws are impersonal, exact, and perpetual. They do not respond to pleas, hopes, or vague desires. They respond with mathematical precision to the nature of your own thoughts and dominant beliefs. They do not distinguish between saints and sinners, between rich and poor. They simply operate. Most of humanity lives as an unconscious victim of these laws, being swept away by their effects without ever understanding their causes. They attribute their misfortunes to bad luck, and their triumphs to chance, not realizing that both are the logical results of a mental cause they themselves have set in motion. This audiobook is an operations manual. Its purpose is to reveal these laws to you, to explain how they work, and to give you the precise techniques so you can stop being an effect and become a conscious cause. By mastering these principles just as great masters have taught them, you will discover that your subconscious mind is a faithful and powerful servant that you can direct. You will learn to formulate commands that your reality must obey, and you will gain the power to dissolve scarcity, to command healing, and to attract success, not by miracle, but by the deliberate application of universal law. This is not a book of abstract theories. It is a science of the mind. It is the toolbox of the universe. It's time to learn how to use it. Chapter 1. The Master Law. Your mind as the sole cause. You've decided to open the universe's user manual. You've accepted the premise that life doesn't operate by chance but by law. Now, we must begin our study with the first, most fundamental, and profound of all laws. It's the master pillar on which the entire architecture of reality rests. The great masters of wisdom, from the sages of ancient Egypt to the mystics of India, have taught this primordial truth. Joseph Murphy made it the cornerstone of his philosophy. It is the law of mentalism. This law can be summarized in a simple but devastatingly powerful phrase for our old conceptions of the world. The universe is mind. Let's pause here, because everything that follows in this audiobook, and in your life, will depend on your understanding of this law. What does it mean that the universe is mental? It means that the fundamental substance of everything that exists, the sun that warms you, the chair you sit in, the money in your pocket, your own body, is not, at its root, solid matter. It is thought. It is consciousness. Modern quantum physics has reached a similar conclusion on its own path. It has discovered that if we break down matter to its most fundamental level, we don't find small solid balls. We find vortices of energy, waves of probability that only collapse into a defined particle when observed. The basis of the physical world isn't physical, it is informational, it is potential. Metaphysics goes a step further. It postulates that the entire physical universe is a mental creation, a projection that occurs in the mind of an infinite universal consciousness. We can call this the universal mind or infinite intelligence. The universe, with all its galaxies and laws, is a thought held in the mind of God. This idea might seem abstract and distant, but this is where the principle of correspondence comes into play. As above, so below. If the universal mind creates through thought, then you, being an individualization of that same mind, operate under the same law. And this is the truth that changes everything for you. Your mind is not a simple observer of reality. It is a projector. And your life is the movie being projected. Your thoughts aren't private, fleeting, and harmless events that happen inside your skull. That's the great lie that keeps us powerless. The truth is that your thoughts are things. They are forms of energy. They are vibrational structures that act as the blueprint, like the DNA of the reality you experience. To understand how this works, we must revisit the dynamic of your two minds, now in this new light. The creator and the medium, your two minds in action. Your conscious mind is the creator. It's the spark of the universal mind that resides in you. It's the seat of your free will, your capacity to choose, to reason, and above all, to create an original thought. When you have an idea for a new business, when you imagine a vacation, when you set a goal, your conscious mind is acting as the architect, drawing a new mental blueprint. Your subconscious mind is the medium. It is your personal connection to the creative substance of the universal mind. It doesn't reason. It doesn't choose. It's completely impersonal and obedient. Its only function is to take the blueprints your conscious mind gives it and use the infinite power of the universe to build them in the physical world. It is the master builder, the faithful constructor. The problem is that most of us have abdicated our role as conscious creators. We've allowed our conscious minds to be filled with blueprints created by others, the beliefs of our parents, the suggestions of the media, the fears of society, and our subconscious, upon receiving these second-hand blueprints, has faithfully built them, creating a life that is not our own, but a reflection of our programming. The law of mentalism gives you back your power. It reminds you that you are the thinker, and if you are the thinker, you are the first cause of your own experience. Thoughts are things, the energy of creation. A thought isn't just an idea, it's a vibration. Every thought you have generates a specific frequency. Thoughts of fear, scarcity, and resentment vibrate at a low, contractive frequency. Thoughts of love, gratitude, confidence, and abundance vibrate at a high, expansive frequency. Your reality is a field of resonance. By law, it must reflect your dominant vibration. The universe doesn't listen to your superficial words. It listens to the music of your habitual thoughts. Let's imagine two people, both with the conscious desire to start a successful business. Person A operates from a mental blueprint of confidence and value.
Oh, okay.
Their dominant thoughts are, I have a unique gift to offer. The service I provide enriches the lives of others. I always find creative solutions to any challenge. Success is the natural result of my contribution. This thought pattern is a powerful cause. It's a detailed blueprint for building a prosperous company. Its vibration of confidence attracts the right partners, the ideal clients, and unexpected opportunities. When faced with an obstacle, their causal thought of I always find solutions activates their subconscious mind to deliver creative ideas. Their external reality, over time, molds itself to their internal blueprint. Person B, on the other hand, operates from a mental blueprint of fear and doubt. Their dominant thoughts are, it's too risky. What if I fail? The market is saturated. I'm not sure I'm good enough. What will people say? This thought pattern is also a cause, but it's a blueprint for building a failure. Their vibration of fear repels opportunities. Their constant mental rehearsal of failure programs their subconscious to, in effect, make mistakes, procrastinate, and make bad decisions. When they face an obstacle, their causal thought of, this is too difficult, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Both people live in the same objective universe, but they experience radically different realities, not because of external circumstances, but because of the mental cause they chose to plant within themselves. Your thoughts are not innocent. They are prophecies. They are the most potent causal seeds you possess. Practice the Mentalist's Workshop. To begin using this principle deliberately, you must first become aware of the blueprints you have been creating by default. Exercise 1. The audit of your mental blueprints. For the next 3 days, your task is to become a silent observer of your own mental workshop. Carry a notebook or a note on your phone. Every time you catch yourself immersed in a recurring thought loop, write it down. Don't try to change it or judge it. Simply be the scientist observing the data. What are the 3 to 5 most common thoughts or stories you tell yourself throughout the day? about money, your health, your relationships, your abilities. At the end of the 3 days, look at your list. These are not just thoughts. This is the master blueprint your subconscious has been using to build your life until today. This awareness is the first and most crucial step toward freedom. Exercise 2, the conscious creation of a thought form. This exercise will give you a direct experience of your mental power. Choose a simple, positive emotion or state of being you'd like to experience right now. For example, calm. Sit in silence for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Step A, the thought. First, deliberately introduce the thought. Think the word calm. Step B, the image. Now associate an image with that word. What represents calm for you? Maybe a serene lake at dawn, a silent forest, or simply a soft blue color. Hold that image in your mind. Step C, the emotion. Finally, invoke the feeling. How does calm feel in your body? Feel your shoulders relax, your breathing become deeper, and a sense of peace settle in your chest. Maintain this thought form, the union of thought, image, and emotion for 60 seconds. You have just performed an act of deliberate mental creation. You have shown that you don't need the external world to give you calm. You can generate it from within, at will. You have proven the first principle. Exercise 3, the principle in daily life. Start applying this principle on a small scale. For the next week, choose one small recurring activity in your day. It could be before making a phone call, before entering a meeting, or before starting your workday. Just before you begin the activity, pause for 30 seconds. Close your eyes, and consciously set the mental blueprint of the result you desire. Before the call, visualize a smooth and successful conversation. Before the meeting, affirm, "This is a harmonious and productive meeting." Before starting work, feel gratitude for a day full of focus and accomplishments. Observe how this simple act of establishing the mental cause before the action begins to influence the physical effect. You have learned the first and greatest of the laws. You have understood that you are not a character in a story written by someone else, but that you are the consciousness that imagines and projects the story. Chapter 2, the law of belief, the power switch. This law states that your subconscious mind will accept as absolute truth any thought or idea that your conscious mind accepts as a conviction and will proceed to manifest it in your experience, regardless of whether the belief is objectively true or false. We must be absolutely clear on the distinction. A thought is a fleeting mental event. It's a cloud crossing the sky of your mind.
Gotta see what the midpoint.
You can have thousands of thoughts a day that have no significant creative
I
power.
would have loved to
A belief,
get
however, is the
replacement at the
sky
open
itself.
interest. I value
It is a thought that has been practiced,
but
watered with emotion,
price is
and
being what it
repeated with
wants.
such consistency that it has
9.5
solidified into
as
the
well.
very fabric of your being. It has ceased to be an idea and has
See if
become
we
a
can get
truth for you,
replacement to the
a
midpoint.
fundamental part of your operating system. A
Yeah,
thought is a suggestion you make to your mind. A belief is a verdict you have handed down. A thought is a visitor knocking at the door.
let's see
A belief is a permanent resident who lives in the house and dictates the rules. Your subconscious mind, that perfectly obedient servant, ignores the contradictory suggestions of visitors, but follows the orders of the resident to the letter. Belief is the power switch. When you truly believe something, you turn on the flow of creative energy. When you doubt, you turn the switch off.
now.
The anatomy of a belief. To learn how to install new beliefs, we must
Oh.
first understand their anatomy. A belief is not a simple thing. It is a complex structure
Going
with
for
3
replacement,
inseparable
then I'm gonna
components.
wait for some type of
1.
EDR rate
The
to
cognitive component,
react off this level.
the story.
Probably like a down candle.
At its core, every belief is a story. It's a narrative you tell yourself over and over again, so frequently that you have completely forgotten it's a story and have started to experience it as reality itself. The belief, "I'm not good at sales," isn't a fact. It's a story, likely built from a couple of past rejections, which you now replay in your mind every time you face a selling opportunity. The belief love always ends in pain is a story, perhaps learned from your parents' relationship or your own first breakup, which you now use as a script to interpret all your future relationships. These stories act as prophecies. They filter your perception,
state.
making you see only the evidence that confirms them,
So,
and they guide your behavior in a way that
I don't know
often
if it's
creates the outcome the story predicts. The power of
yeah,
these narratives is immense because the subconscious loves
let's see if
stories.
the go
2.
out the previous
The
day.
emotional component, the feeling. A story without emotion is a script without actors. It is inert. What gives a belief its power to shape reality is the emotional charge it carries with it. Emotion is the glue that adheres the story to your nervous system.
Those are the highs.
It's the fuel that turns a simple idea into a vibrational force. When you think the story, "I'm not good at sales," you don't just think it. You feel it. You feel the contraction of anxiety in your stomach, the tension of insecurity in your shoulders. It is this emotion that your subconscious mind understands as the true command. It doesn't listen to the words, "I'm not good." It listens to the music of fear. And it reflects it. This is why superficial positive thinking often fails. You try to tell a new story, "I'm an amazing salesperson," but your body continues to vibrate with the old emotion, the fear of rejection. There is an incoherence between your story and your feeling, and in this battle the feeling always wins. 3. The behavioral component, the embodiment. Finally, our beliefs manifest through our behavior. Your deepest beliefs dictate your posture, your tone of voice, your micro-expressions, and your automatic decisions. Imagine two people going to the same job interview. Person A has the root belief, "I am not good enough." How does this manifest? They enter the room with slightly slumped shoulders. Their handshake is weak. Their eye contact is intermittent. Their voice is a little hesitant. When asked about their accomplishments, their mind immediately recalls their failures, and they speak of their successes with a false modesty that betrays their insecurity. Their behavior is constantly transmitting the signal, "Don't choose me." Person B has the root belief, "I have immense value to offer." They enter the room with a straight back. Their handshake is firm. They maintain calm, secure eye contact. They talk about their achievements with genuine confidence. Their behavior transmits the signal, "I am the solution to your problem." Even if both have the same qualifications on paper, whom do you think they will hire? The belief has been embodied in a behavior that has created a tangible outcome. The subconscious as a loyal servant. Why is your subconscious so obedient to your beliefs, even the most destructive ones? For two fundamental reasons: efficiency and congruence. Efficiency. Your brain is an organ designed to conserve energy. Conscious thought requires immense effort. A habit or a belief is a shortcut. It's a program that, once installed, can run on autopilot without expending conscious energy. A belief is a neural superhighway. It is much more efficient for your brain to drive on the familiar, "I am not capable" highway than to hack its way through the jungle of a new, unknown behavior. The subconscious isn't malicious, it's efficient. It follows the path of least resistance that you yourself have paved with your repeated thoughts. Congruence. Your psychic system has an incredibly powerful homeostatic drive to maintain congruence between your inner world and your outer world. It hates cognitive dissonance. If your internal belief is, "I am poor," and you suddenly receive a large amount of money, this creates unbearable dissonance. Your subconscious, to restore congruence, will often find ways to get rid of that money, bad investments, impulsive spending, so that your external reality once again matches your internal belief. This explains why 90% of lottery winners lose everything within a few years. They haven't changed the root belief. The most powerful and scientifically validated example of the law of belief is the placebo effect. A patient receives a sugar pill, a neutral stimulus, but is told it is a powerful medication, a suggestion. The patient's conscious mind accepts this suggestion and turns it into a belief. This pill is going to cure me. This belief is the command delivered to the subconscious, and the subconscious, which is the director of the body's internal pharmacy, obeys. It begins to produce the chemicals, activate the immune system, and carry out the necessary processes to create the effect corresponding to the belief. Healing. The power was never in the pill. It was in the power of the patient's belief. Practice the engineering of conviction. You are not your beliefs. You are the engineer who designs and installs them. Exercise 1. Digging for the root belief. As we have already practiced, we must find the root before we can change the plant. Choose an area of your life where you don't like the reflection. Use the 5 whys technique to dig. Reflection. My romantic relationships always end in failure. Why? Because I choose people who are emotionally unavailable. Why? Because I feel safer with distance. Why?
Cool with that though.
Because I'm afraid of being vulnerable and getting hurt. Why? Because I don't trust that someone can truly love me if they see the real me. Why? Root belief. I am not worthy of unconditional love. This exercise shows you the true cause you need to address. Exercise 2, the court of consciousness. This is a technique for actively dismantling an old belief. Step A, the accusation. Put your limiting belief on the stand. Write in your journal, trial of the belief, I am not worthy of love. Step B, the prosecutor. Become the prosecutor. Present all the evidence your mind has accumulated for years to support this belief. I remember the time I was rejected. So-and-so told me that. Step C, the defense attorney. Now switch sides. Become the defense attorney for your new empowering belief. I am absolutely worthy of deep and true love. Search your entire history for any piece of evidence, no matter how small, that contradicts the old belief. I remember the time this friend was kind to me. I remember I achieved this and felt proud. Step D, the verdict. As the sovereign judge of your own mind, weigh the evidence, and then write your final verdict. Having heard both sides, this court declares the belief, I am not worthy of love, a falsehood based on outdated and misinterpreted evidence. As of today, the new law of this kingdom is, I am worthy of love. Case closed. Exercise 3, the embodiment protocol. The fastest way to install a new belief is to act as if it were already true. Choose your new empowering belief. For an entire day, commit to embodying it. It's not about faking it, it's a rehearsal. Constantly ask yourself, what would the person living from this truth do, say, or feel? If your new belief is, I am prosperous and abundant, how would you walk down the street? With your head down and shoulders slumped, or with an expansive and relaxed posture? How would you look at a restaurant menu? From fear or from the freedom to choose? How would you talk about your projects? With doubt or with a serene confidence? This exercise gives your subconscious the sensory and emotional experience of the new reality, drastically accelerating its acceptance as your new truth. Belief is not a passive state. It is the most powerful action in the universe. It is the switch that connects your conscious intention to the infinite power of your subconscious mind. You are not your beliefs, but you inevitably become what you believe. And you are the only one who has the power to choose what to believe. Chapter 3. The Law of Emotion, the Fuel of Creation. Now we come to the most dynamic, most potent, and often most misunderstood force in the entire creative process. We come to the fuel of the soul, the electricity that gives life to your decrees. Welcome to the third and most vibrant of the laws of the mind, the law of emotion. Our rationalist culture has taught us to distrust our emotions. We have labeled them as irrational, as enemies of logic, as chaotic forces that must be controlled, repressed, or at best ignored. We have built a civilization that lives in the head, disconnected from the wisdom of the heart. This is one of the biggest mistakes we have made, because in the universe of the mind, logic is the rudder, but emotion is the wind in the sails. Without emotion, the boat of your life does not move. The law of emotion states that a thought, to have creative power, must be charged with the energy of feeling. It is emotion that impresses the subconscious mind. It is feeling that acts as the magnetic signature that the universe recognizes and responds to. Emotion as energy in motion. The word emotion comes from the Latin emovere, which means to set in motion. An emotion is not a simple psychological state. It is energy in motion. It is a vibration. Every emotion you experience has a unique frequency signature that radiates from your body and interacts with the quantum field. When you feel an emotion, it is not a private event. You are literally changing the chemistry of your body and the energy of your environment. Internal chemistry. Every emotion releases a specific cocktail of neuropeptides and hormones. Fear floods your body with cortisol. Love releases oxytocin. Joy releases serotonin. Your cells, which have receptors for these chemicals, are constantly listening to your emotional state. A chronic negative emotional state bathes your cells in the chemistry of stress, creating the ground for disease. A positive emotional state bathes them in the chemistry of regeneration and well-being. External field. The HeartMath Institute has scientifically demonstrated that the human heart generates the most powerful electromagnetic field in the body,
That's crazy.
a field that can be measured several meters away.
SMT on
The
that.
quality of this field changes drastically with our emotions.
Contraction
Contraction emotions, anger, frustration, create a chaotic, incoherent signal. Expansion emotions, gratitude, compassion, create a beautiful, ordered, and coherent signal. Your emotional state is, therefore, the most powerful signal you are transmitting to the universe. It is not what you think that creates, but what you feel about what you think. The two poles of creative fuel. Your emotions as fuel can be used to create two very different types of realities. One, contraction emotions, the fuel of scarcity. These are the emotions that arise from fear and the belief in separation. They are anger, resentment, guilt, envy, worry, despair. When you attach one of these emotions to a thought, you are giving an incredibly powerful command to your subconscious to create more of that same experience. If you think about money from the fear of not having enough, your obedient mind will reflect that reality, attracting unexpected bills and missed opportunities. Fear is a prayer for lack. If you think about someone else's success from envy, you are emitting the vibration, "I don't have that," and the universe will prove you right, keeping you in a state of lack. If you think about your goals from desperation, the energy you project is that of need, and you can only attract more need. 2. Expansion emotions, the fuel of abundance. These are the emotions that arise from love and the belief in unity. They are gratitude, joy, peace, confidence, passion, compassion. When you attach one of these emotions to a thought, you are giving your subconscious the command to create a reality that corresponds to that high frequency. This is the true secret of Murphy's scientific prayer, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The goal is not simply to think about your goal. It is to ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already an accomplished fact? And then to deliberately generate that emotion within you here and now.
All right, let's see.
You don't wait to receive the money to feel grateful and secure. You generate the feeling of gratitude and security first, and that feeling becomes the magnet that attracts the money. You don't wait to find the perfect partner to feel loved and whole. You generate a state of love and wholeness in your own heart, and that state becomes the lighthouse that guides the right person toward you. The art of the alchemist, generating emotion at will. The untrained mind believes that its emotions are passive reactions to external events. The alchemist of the mind knows that he is an instrument and that he can learn to play any emotional note he chooses. Here I present the techniques to become a master of your state. Technique 1, the somatic bridge, the body as a door. Your mind and body are an inseparable system. You cannot change one without affecting the other. The fastest way to change your emotional state is to change your physiology. The power pose. Harvard researcher Amy Cuddy demonstrated that adopting a power pose, straight back, shoulders back, chest open, for just 2 minutes, decreases cortisol and increases testosterone, generating feelings of confidence and security. Before a challenging situation, go to a private place and adopt a superhero pose. Your body will teach your mind how to feel. The deliberate smile. The simple act of smiling, even if it is forced at first, sends a signal to your brain to release well-being neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. Your facial expression not only reflects your emotion, it creates it. The breath of calm. As we saw, exhalation activates the parasympathetic nervous system, calm. When you feel anxious, simply focus on lengthening your exhalations. Inhale counting to 4, exhale counting to 8. After a few cycles, your biochemistry will begin to change. Technique 2, the secret of the method actor, emotional memory. A great actor doesn't fake an emotion. They genuinely generate it from within, often using a technique called emotional memory. You can use this same technique to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Choose your target emotion. What is the central emotion of your manifested desire? joy, freedom, peace? Search your archive. Scan your memory for any time in your life when you felt that emotion purely and potently. It doesn't have to be related to your current desire. It could have been a moment in your childhood, on a vacation, a past achievement. Relive the scene. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in that memory with all your senses.
Back up into the
What did you
range.
see? What did you hear? What did you smell? Who were you with?
Actually,
Reconstruct the scene in your mind as vividly as possible.
should go like this.
Anchor the feeling. As the emotion grows in your body, let go of the details of the memory and stay only with the pure feeling. Feel that joy, that freedom, that peace as an energy vibrating in your chest, in your stomach. Transfer the emotion. Now, keeping that emotion vibrating in your body, bring the image of your current fulfilled desire to your mind. You are, literally, taking the emotional energy from a past memory and using it to charge the battery of your future vision. Technique 3, the gratitude amplifier. Gratitude, as we have already seen, is the frequency of reception. It is the fastest shortcut to an expansive emotional state. The gratitude burst. This is not a mental list, it's an exercise in total immersion. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes. And for those 5 minutes, start naming, out loud or mentally, everything you are grateful for, without stopping. Don't stop to think. Let it flow. Thank you for my bed. Thank you for my eyes. Thank you for this coffee. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for this challenge. At first it will be mechanical, but after a minute or two, something will change. Your heart will begin to open, and a wave of genuine gratitude will flood you. You will have radically changed your vibrational state. Practice the emotion laboratory. Exercise 1, the emotional audit. To become a master of your emotions, you must first know your starting point. For the next week, become an observer of your habitual emotional state. Use a journal. At the end of each day, reflect and answer, what was the dominant emotion I felt today? Was it anxiety, frustration, boredom, or was it calm, gratitude, enthusiasm? Then identify the triggers. What specific thoughts or situations triggered these states? This exercise will give you a clear map of your default emotional landscape and the thoughts that are creating it. Exercise 2, the emotional gym. Choose an expansive emotion you wish to cultivate and turn into your new habit. It can be confidence, peace, or joy. Your practice for the next 21 days is to train that emotion for 5 minutes every morning. Use the technique that resonates most with you, the somatic bridge, emotional memory, or the gratitude burst. Every morning, without fail, dedicate 5 minutes to deliberately generating that emotion in your body. It is not about thinking about confidence. It is about feeling it. You are training your body to learn a new emotional home. You are making the feeling of confidence feel more familiar than the feeling of doubt. Your thoughts are the blueprint. Your beliefs are the switch. But your emotions are the electrical current that gives life to all creation. You are the conductor of the symphony of your feelings. Learning to conduct this orchestra is not an act of repressive control, but of conscious creation. You are the alchemist who turns the lead of ordinary emotion into the gold of manifestation. Chapter 4, The Power of the Decree, the Art of Autosuggestion. At the heart of almost every great mystical and world creation tradition lies a profound truth. The universe was created through a sound, a vibration, a word. In the beginning was the Word, the Gospel of John tells us. The Sanskrit word, Om, is considered the primordial vibration from which all creation emanates. The ancient Aramaic word, abracadabra, which we have relegated to a magic trick, actually means, I create as I speak. These are not just poetic myths. They are instruction manuals for the physics of consciousness. They teach us that the word, language, is not a passive tool we use to describe a pre-existing reality. It is the active tool with which we create reality. Modern science is beginning to glimpse this ancient truth. Neuroscientists studying the effects of meditation and prayer have discovered that focused, repeated words literally change the structure and function of the brain. Dr. Masaru Emoto, in his famous experiments, showed how words and intentions directed at water seem to change the crystalline structure of its frozen molecules, with words like love and gratitude creating beautiful and symmetrical forms, and words like hate creating chaotic and deformed structures. Although his work is controversial in the scientific community, it offers us a visually powerful metaphor for a fundamental principle. Your words are vibration, and vibration shapes matter. Autosuggestion, therefore, is not a simple exercise in superficial positive thinking. It is the act of becoming a vibrational engineer. It is the science of deliberate hypnosis, the art of consciously choosing the commands you want to install in the operating system of your subconscious mind. Anatomy of a failed decree. Why most affirmations don't work. Before you can build decrees that work, you must understand why most people's attempts fail. Millions of people repeat affirmations every day with little or no results, get frustrated, and conclude that this doesn't work. It's not that the law fails, it's that they are applying the law incorrectly. There are 5 fundamental mistakes, 5 sins against the law of suggestion that nullify its power. The first sin, speaking from the future. This is the most common and most subtle mistake. We formulate our affirmations as desires for the future. I will be rich. I will get that job.
Very, very risky.
I will be healthy. By doing this, we are unknowingly giving a very precise command to our subconscious mind to keep that desire perpetually in the future, and the obedient mind makes sure that wealth, the job, or health are always just a little bit beyond reach on the horizon, like a carrot we never catch. The subconscious only operates in the eternal present. It does not understand tomorrow. For it, the future is an abstraction that never arrives. The second sin, focusing on the negative. The subconscious is a primordial symbolic mind. It does not process negatives well. It's as if it's deaf to the word not. If you give it the command, I don't want to be anxious, the operative word, the image, and the feeling that your mind focuses on is anxious. It's like telling someone, don't think of a pink elephant. It's impossible. You are, without wanting to, reinforcing the state you wish to avoid. You are watering the weed in the hope that it will die. The third sin, the empty word.
30 minutes.
This is the automaton's mistake. We repeat our affirmations mechanically without feeling, while our mind wanders. The words leave our mouth, but our heart is somewhere else. A thought or a word without emotion is a dry seed thrown onto concrete. It is a perfect architectural blueprint, but without a single worker to build it. It is a whispered command without any authority. Your subconscious is the emotional mind. Feeling is the fuel that starts the engine of creation. A word without feeling is a command without energy. The fourth sin, the scream of doubt. You stand in front of the mirror and say, I am a money magnet. But while you say it, a much louder, more familiar voice in the back of your mind screams, that's a lie. Look at your bank account. You're a failure. In this battle of suggestions, which one do you think wins? The one loaded with more conviction and more emotion always wins. Your subconscious hears the command of doubt, not of desire, because it is the one that resonates with your deepest, most rooted belief. Saying an affirmation while feeling like a fraud is like trying to plant a flower in the middle of a hurricane. The fifth sin, the vague plea. Often our affirmations are actually vague desires. I want to be happy. I want my life to be better. To the subconscious, this is like giving a builder a blueprint that only says, build me a nice house. It's a useless command due to its lack of specificity. The subconscious is a literal servant. It needs a clear and precise plan to be able to build. The pillars of a master decree. Now that we know the mistakes, we can build the correct method. A powerful affirmation, a true alchemical decree, is built on several pillars. Pillar 1, the present. I am, I have, I feel. Your decree must be a statement of a completed fact. Use the present tense. You are describing reality as it is now on the plane of consciousness. Pillar 2, the positive. Focus on what you want. Formulate your decree in terms of what you wish to create, not what you wish to eliminate. Instead of I am not sick, say I am filled with vibrant health. Pillar 3, the personal, the I. Your decree must be a statement about yourself. Always start with I. I am, I have, I choose, I create. You are claiming your power as the first person, as the cause of your reality.
Should we have a note phrase on?
Pillar 4. The precision, clarity, and specificity. Be clear, but don't obsess over the details of how. Instead of, I want to win the lottery, a precise decree would be, I am so happy and grateful now that unexpected financial abundance has entered my life. Pillar 5. The power, the emotional charge. This is the central pillar. You must generate the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Before you say your decree, close your eyes and feel the emotion you would have if it were already true. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the joy,
Below here.
and then speak from that state.
The cell will really go.
Pillar 6. The persistence, conscious repetition.
It's a little hiccup around.
A decree becomes a belief through repetition.
I'm looking for right.
Persistence is the act of watering the seed every day, of carving the new neural groove until it becomes the default path. Practice forging your new reality. Exercise 1, the Decree Workshop. This is a journaling exercise to transform your limiting thoughts into power decrees. Step A, the complaint. Write down one of the most recurrent complaints or limiting beliefs from your inner critic. For example, I feel very lonely and I find it hard to connect with people. Step B, the deconstruction. Analyze this complaint. What does it focus on? The negative, lonely, hard. What tense is it in? The present.
I'm going to leave this gap.
Step C, the alchemical reconstruction.
Then
Now you're going to use the pillars to rewrite it as a master decree. Personal, I. Positive and precise. Easily attract wonderful and meaningful relationships into my life. Present. I attract, already in the present. Emotional, power. Add the feeling. I easily attract wonderful and meaningful relationships, and I feel a deep joy and connection. Your master decree. I am a magnet for loving and meaningful relationships. I connect with others with ease and authenticity, and I feel a deep joy and gratitude for the wonderful people in my life. Perform this process with your 2 or 3 main limiting beliefs. You are creating your new script. Exercise 2. The 30-day installation protocol. Consistency is the key to change. Choose your most important master decree and commit to a 30-day installation protocol. In the morning, 5 minutes. The mirror work. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and repeat your decree aloud with feeling and conviction for at least 1 minute. Feel its truth. During the day, microdoses, the anchor. Choose an anchor like drinking water. Every time you do it, mentally repeat your decree. It is constant watering for your seed. At night, 10 minutes. The subconscious lullaby. In your sleepy state, repeat your decree or a keyword, love, abundance, over and over, passively and gently, until you fall asleep. You are delivering the command directly to your obedient mind. Exercise 3. The I Am meditation. This is a meditation to connect with the creative power behind any decree. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Simply start mentally repeating the 2 most powerful words. I am. Don't add anything after. Not, I am this or I am that. Simply rest in the pure consciousness of the I am, the feeling of being, the presence that is the source of all that exists. Feel the silent power that resides in that statement. You are not your circumstances. You are the I am that creates and experiences them. This practice anchors you in your identity as a creator. Your word does not describe your world. It creates it. Every affirmation is an act of reality engineering. Every decree is a paintbrush with which you paint the canvas of your life. You are the programmer, and your conscious decrees are the new code that, with persistence and faith, will shape a universe that reflects your true magnificence. Chapter 5. The Technique of Creative Visualization. Creating Memories of the Future. Your subconscious mind is the symbolic mind. It doesn't think in abstract phrases. It thinks in sensory images. A single image can contain the equivalent of 1,000 words of information, emotion, and instruction. It is the highest fidelity language for communicating with your inner servant. For this reason, disciplined imagination, the act of deliberately creating images in your mind, is the most powerful tool you possess for subconscious reprogramming. It is not mere daydreaming or escapist fantasy. Visualization, when practiced correctly, is the act of drawing the architectural blueprint of your future reality and handing it over to the master builder that is your subconscious. The science of the mental movie, creating memories of the future. To understand why visualization is so incredibly powerful, we must delve into the neuroscience of the mind. The most amazing and empowering truth science has discovered is this: your brain and nervous system do not clearly distinguish between a real experience and a vividly, repeatedly, and emotionally charged imagined experience. For your subconscious, both are real. Studies with elite athletes have demonstrated this principle powerfully. When an Olympic skier closes their eyes and visualizes a perfect run, brain scans show that the same motor areas in their brain are activated as if they were physically on the slope. They are literally practicing the race and strengthening the neural pathways of success without moving a single muscle. Musicians who practice a piece on a mental piano develop neural connections in their motor cortex similarly to physical practice. When you create a vivid mental image of your success, you are not simply thinking positive. You are creating a neurological experience. You are rehearsing your future. You are building in your brain the hardware of the person you want to be. You are creating what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls a memory of the future. This idea is monumental. Normally, a memory is a record of a past event. But through visualization, you can deliberately create a memory of an event that has not yet happened in linear time. And when your subconscious has a clear and emotionally charged memory of an event, its only function is to work tirelessly to close the gap between that internal memory and your external reality. It strives to reproduce in the outer world the image it has already accepted as real in the inner world. Visualization is the art of teaching your brain and body what the future reality you desire feels like before it happens. By familiarizing your nervous system with that new emotion, you stop living in the past and start living in your new future. The Master Director's Manual: How to Build Your Mental Movie. For your visualization to be a manifestation tool and not a simple fantasy, it must be practiced with the discipline and art of a master film director. Step 1. The script. The happy ending scene. The first step is clarity. Your mental movie should not be a feature film about the process of struggling to achieve your goal. It should be a short film, a brief and powerful scene that represents the final outcome, the moment after your desire has already been fulfilled. Choose the scene. Condense your desire into a single scene of 10 to 20 seconds that unequivocally implies its fulfillment. If your desire is to heal from an illness, the final scene is not the treatment, but your doctor looking at you in astonishment and saying, "It's a miracle. You are completely healthy." Or perhaps the scene is you doing a physical activity you couldn't do before, like running on the beach, feeling the breeze and strength in your legs. If your desire is prosperity, the scene could be a conversation with your partner where you joyfully say, "We've paid off all our debts. We are free." Or the scene of you looking at your online bank statement and feeling a profound sense of peace and security. If your desire is to find your ideal partner, the scene is not the first date. It is a moment that implies a happy commitment. Perhaps you looking at a ring on your finger with immense joy, or hearing your partner say, "I love you." The scene must be personal, meaningful, and generate a strong, positive emotional response in you. Step 2. The scenography, multisensory immersion. Once you have the scene, your job as director is to make it as real as possible for your subconscious. To do this, you must involve all your senses. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in your movie. Sight. Don't just see the scene, look at the details. What colors predominate? What is the lighting like? What clothes are you wearing? What is the expression on the faces of the people around you? Make it vivid. Hearing. What sounds do you hear in your scene? Are they someone's words of congratulations? The sound of your new house keys? The laughter of your children? The murmur of a celebrating restaurant? The addition of sound turns the scene from a photograph into a movie. Touch. This is a very powerful sense. What do you feel on your skin? Is it the embrace of a loved one? The feel of the steering wheel of your new car? The texture of an important document you are signing? Feel the weight, the temperature, the solidity of the objects in your scene, smell and taste. Often forgotten, these senses are deeply connected to memory and emotion. Is there any smell in your scene? The smell of new paint in your house? Your partner's perfume? The taste of champagne in a celebration?
Looks like it wants to go
The
to
more sensory details you can incorporate, the more real the experience will become for your
Miami.
subconscious mind.
Keeps pushing.
You are building a synthetic memory as powerful as a real one. Step 3. The soundtrack, the central emotion. This is the climax of your movie. The secret ingredient. As you visualize the scene with all your senses, identify the dominant emotion you would feel if that were real right now. It is not a superficial emotion like excitement. It is a deep soul feeling. Is it gratitude, relief, freedom, peace, serene joy, love? Once you identify that central emotion, focus on it. Let it flood you. Feel it expand from your heart or stomach to every cell in your body. This emotion is the signature, the seal that tells your subconscious, this is real, this has already happened. Step 4. The editing, the looping repetition. Now that you have your sensorially and emotionally charged movie, your job is to project it. Repeat the brief scene in your mind over and over again in a continuous loop. The goal is for the scene to become so familiar, so natural, that it loses its quality of fantasy and acquires the quality of a calm and certain memory. Practice your private projection room. Exercise 1, the script of your movie.
Maybe trade into the open before pushing. But
Take your journal. Based on the 4 previous steps, write the script for your mental movie. It doesn't have to be long. Desire title, e.g. financial freedom. The final scene, e.g. I'm sitting on the balcony of my house looking at the sea. I check my bank app on my phone and see the balance that allows me to live without worries. I smile. Sensory details. Sight, the bright blue of the sea, the sun reflecting on the water, the clear numbers on the phone screen. Hearing the soft sound of the waves, the singing of the birds.
And when we get there,
Touch,
I'd like to see price
the
close.
warmth of the sun on my skin, the breeze, the smoothness of the coffee cup in my hands. Smell, taste, the smell of coffee and the sea. The central emotion, deep peace. A feeling of relief and gratitude that relaxes my whole body. Having your script in writing will give you immense clarity and help you focus your visualization session each time. Exercise 2, the nightly movie ritual. As we learned with autosuggestion, the most powerful time to impress the subconscious is in the drowsy state, just before falling asleep. This is your time for your private projection session. Step A. Lie down comfortably and relax your body completely. Enter that dreamy state, where you are no longer fully awake but not yet asleep. Step B. Now start projecting your mental movie. Load the scene with all the sensory details and above all with the central emotion. Step C. Repeat the scene in a loop over and over, gently and effortlessly. If you get distracted, simply return kindly to your movie. Step D. The goal is to fall asleep while living and feeling your wish fulfilled. Let the last consciousness you have before falling asleep be the emotion of your already manifested reality. By doing this, you give your subconscious mind a clear task and a detailed blueprint to work on throughout the night, reconfiguring your beliefs and attracting the necessary circumstances for its manifestation. Your imagination is not an escape from reality. It is the projector that illuminates it. It is the architect's tool with which you design your future. What you project with faith and feeling on the screen of your mind, your subconscious will accept as a command and build it brick by brick in the workshop of the world. Chapter 6. The Twilight Portals, the Power of Sleep. You've learned to formulate your decrees with words and project your reality with images. You are the director with a finished film. But for this film to reach the projector of your subconscious, it must pass through the projection booth, and at the door is a skeptical guardian, your conscious mind. This guardian, your rational, analytical mind, has a vital function. During your waking hours, its job is to analyze the world, comparing new information with the database of your old beliefs and experiences to keep you safe, and ensure your world remains predictable. If you present it with a radical new idea, like I am a magnet for abundance, while in your daytime alert state, and your past experience contradicts that idea, the guardian will reject it. It will say, "That's not logical, it's not true. Look at the evidence in your bank account." And the new seed will never reach the garden. But twice every 24 hours, this guardian gets tired. Its vigilance wanes. Its logical grip loosens. These are the sacred moments, the twilight portals. They are the periods of drowsiness just before you fall asleep at night, and just after you wake up in the morning. These are not simply moments of relaxation. They are neurologically distinct and extraordinarily powerful states of consciousness. They are the golden hours for reprogramming, the moments when the door between the gardener and the garden opens wide, without resistance. The science of the sacred portals. Your brain operates at different frequencies or brain waves throughout the day. During most of your day, you are in the beta state. It is the state of the active, alert mind focused on the external world. It is the guardian at its watchtower. When you relax or meditate, your brain waves slow down, and you enter the alpha state. This is the bridge, the lobby of the subconscious mind. The guardian is relaxing, its skepticism diminishing. Just before sleep and upon waking, you enter the theta state. This is the portal. The theta state is the state of deep hypnosis, of daydreaming, of maximum creativity. It is the state in which your brain operated predominantly between the ages of 0 and 7, the reason you absorbed belief so easily. In theta, the conscious guardian is practically asleep. The door to the subconscious is completely open, and it will accept any suggestion presented to it as an absolute truth. Finally, in deep sleep, you enter delta, the state of unconscious repair and regeneration. The art of subconscious programming is to trap that magical window of the theta state, to plant your seeds without the interference of the guardian. Most of us, unconsciously, use this portal to program disaster. The last mental activity we engage in before sleep is often worry. We review the problems of the day, anticipate the anxieties of tomorrow. We are, in effect, holding an intensive visualization session of our worst fears at the moment of maximum subconscious receptivity. We are handing our projector a horror movie and ordering it to work on it all night. Then we wonder why we wake up tired and anxious. The master of the mind, on the other hand, understands that these twilight portals are their most important appointment of the day. It is their private audience with the infinite power of their obedient mind. Advanced nightly programming techniques. 1. The subconscious lullaby. The affirmation technique. This is the technique for programming with words. Choose your lullaby. Condense your fulfilled desire into a brief phrase or even a single word. If you seek healing, the word could be health. If you seek prosperity, wealth. The single word is powerful because it bypasses analysis. The process. Once you're lying down, relaxed and entering the drowsy theta state, start repeating your lullaby over and over. Do it passively, gently, like a lullaby rocking you. There's no effort. Feel the emotion that the word represents for you. Feel the peace of health. Feel the freedom of wealth. The goal is for the last consciousness you have before you fall asleep to be that word and that feeling. You are giving the command, and now you can rest, knowing that your faithful servant will work all night to make it a reality. 2. The mental movie, the visualization technique. If your mind responds better to images, this is your technique. Load your movie. Be clear about your happy ending scene, that brief 10 to 20 second film that implies your desire is already a fact. The process. In the drowsy state, start projecting your movie onto the screen of your mind. It's crucial to live it in the first person. Don't see yourself on a screen. Look through your own eyes. Feel the steering wheel of the new car in your hands. Hear the words of congratulations with your own ears. Feel the hug. Immerse yourself in the scene with all your senses and, above all, with the central emotion of your fulfilled desire. Repeat the scene in a loop, over and over, until the sensation becomes so real and natural that you fall asleep inside that new reality. 3. The solution laboratory, the nightly counsel technique. Sometimes we don't seek to manifest a desire. but to find the answer to a complex problem or creative inspiration. Your subconscious, connected to universal intelligence, is a problem solver of unmatched genius. History is full of examples. The chemist Auguste Kekulé discovered the ring structure of the benzene molecule after dreaming of a snake biting its tail. Elias Howe got the idea for the modern sewing machine needle after a dream. The melody of Yesterday came to Paul McCartney in a dream. The process, the preparation, conscious. During the day, thoroughly investigate your problem with your conscious mind. Gather all the data, analyze it, define the question with the utmost clarity. The handover, subconscious. Just before sleep, in the drowsy state, make a formal handover. Say inwardly, "Infinite intelligence of my subconscious, I hand over this problem of," describe the problem. "I have done my part. Now it is yours. You know the perfect solution. Work on it tonight and reveal it to me. Thank you." The surrender, the act of faith. This is the most important step. Let go completely. Trust. Go to sleep knowing that a higher intelligence is working for you. The answer will often arrive as a clear idea upon waking, or through an intuition or synchronicity during the next day. Practice the architect of your nights. Exercise 1. The sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom is not a second office or a... The answer will often arrive as a clear idea. Thank you. The surrender, the act of faith. This is the most important step. Let go completely. Trust.
Plus that up here.
Go to sleep knowing that a higher intelligence is working for you. The answer will often arrive as a clear idea upon waking, or through an intuition or synchronicity during the next day. Practice the architect of your nights. Exercise 1. The sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom is not a second office or a movie theater. For these techniques to work, you must create an environment that signals to your brain that it is time to enter a state of deep relaxation. The rule of the hour. Before. For the hour before sleep, disconnect from screens, TV, phone, computer. The blue light from screens suppresses melatonin and keeps your brain on alert. Instead, read an inspiring book, listen to relaxing music, take a warm bath, or talk to a loved one. Total darkness. Make sure your room is as dark as possible. Darkness is the most powerful signal for your brain to initiate the sleep process. Exercise 2, the 30-day portal challenge. Consistency is key. Choose one of the 3 nightly techniques that aligns with your main goal right now. Commit to using that single technique every night, without exception, for the next 30 days. Keep a journal next to your bed. Every morning, dedicate 5 minutes to the harvest. Exercise 3, the morning harvest. The golden rule. Upon waking, before moving, before thinking about your day, and especially before touching your phone, stay still. The reception. Pay attention. What ideas, feelings, or images are present in your mind? Often, this is your subconscious's answer to your request from the previous night. The capture. Immediately write down anything that arises. The ideas that come in this state are often the most brilliant and valuable. Do not trust your memory. Capture them before the noise of the day erases them. Your day has 24 hours, not 16. Sleep is not dead time, it is your most potent period of creation. By becoming the conscious architect of your nights, you become the master of your days. Chapter 7. Gratitude as a magnet, the frequency of reception. Now we arrive at the catalyst, the alchemical ingredient that accelerates the entire chemical reaction of manifestation, the feeling that acts as the sun and rain for the garden of your mind, ensuring that the seed you have planted not only germinates, but flourishes with astonishing vitality. We arrive at the signature that seals the contract with the universe. This ingredient is gratitude. In our culture, we have made a serious mistake with gratitude. We have reduced it to a simple formality, a matter of good manners. It is the polite word we say after receiving a gift, a social courtesy, an automatic response. We have turned it into a reaction, an echo. But true gratitude, the gratitude that has the power to bend reality and attract miracles, is not a reaction. It is a cause. It is a state of being. It is perhaps the highest, most coherent, and most magnetic vibrational frequency a human being can emit. The law of the subconscious, the law of reflection, is clear and immutable. It manifests what we accept and feel as a present truth. And here lies the magical secret and the supreme power of gratitude. Think about it carefully. When do you feel genuine, deep, visceral gratitude? You feel it after your wish has been fulfilled. You feel it after you have received the good news, after you have healed, after you have reached the goal. Gratitude is the natural emotional signature of the wish already fulfilled. It is the irrefutable proof, at the level of feeling, that the creation has been completed. Therefore, when you learn to generate and inhabit the feeling of gratitude before your wish manifests in the physical world, you are performing the most powerful act of faith and creation that exists. You are sending the most unequivocal signal possible to your subconscious mind that the outcome you desire is not something you hope for in an uncertain future, but something that has already happened on the plane of consciousness. You are closing the loop. You are feeling the end, and your subconscious, that faithful servant that does not distinguish between a real and an emotionally imagined experience, upon receiving this powerful emotional impression of an accomplished fact, has no choice but to get to work to align your external reality with this internal truth you have already accepted. Gratitude, in this sense, completely transforms the energy of your intention. It pulls you out of the vibration of supplication and places you in the vibration of reception. Supplication, the prayer of the beggar, says, "Please, please, give me this thing I don't have." It is born from a feeling of lack, and therefore the command the subconscious receives is lack. The universe simply reflects your state of need, giving you more of that same need. Gratitude, on the other hand, is the prayer of the prince. It says, "Thank you for this which is already mine." It is born from a feeling of fullness and faith. The command the subconscious receives is fullness, and the universe reflects that fullness back to you. The power of gratitude also has a deep neurobiological basis. When we cultivate a state of gratitude, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the same neurotransmitters associated with happiness and well-being. It literally makes us feel good. It reduces the production of cortisol, the stress hormone, pulling us out of the fight or flight survival mode, the state of scarcity, and putting us into a creative state of rest and digest, the state of receptivity and growth. A brain bathed in gratitude is a healthier, happier brain, and much more receptive to solutions and opportunities than a brain drowning in worry. To master this power, we must explore its three dimensions: gratitude that heals the past, gratitude that anchors the present, and gratitude that creates the future. The first dimension, the gratitude that heals the past. The first act of alchemical gratitude is to look back at our book of life and learn to be grateful not only for the happy chapters, but also for the darkest and most painful ones. This is a radical idea. Our natural tendency is to resent our wounds, be ashamed of our failures, and wish our past had been different. But the alchemist understands that each of those experiences was a lesson in disguise. Every failure was a harsh teacher who taught you resilience. Every broken heart expanded your capacity for compassion. Every crisis burned away a part of your ego that needed to die. Without those experiences, you wouldn't be the wiser, stronger person you are today. Gratitude for the past is not an act of masochism. It is an act of reframing. It is the power to extract the gold of wisdom from the lead of suffering. When you can sincerely look at an old wound and say, "Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the strength you forged in me," you perform a miracle. You release the toxic emotional burden of resentment and guilt, and transform a memory that weakened you into a source of power.
Accumulation.
You are rewriting your story, not changing the facts,
The value gap is good.
but changing the meaning you give them. And by healing the vibration of your past, you stop projecting that pain into your present. The second dimension, the gratitude that anchors the present. This is the foundation of the entire practice. It is the art of finding abundance in the present moment, exactly as it is. The untrained mind, the scarcity mind, is an expert at ignoring what it has to obsess over what it lacks. It lives in a state of chronic dissatisfaction. The practice of gratitude for the present is the deliberate training to change this filter of perception. It is forcing your brain to step out of its negativity bias and scan the world for blessings. The secret to an effective gratitude practice is specificity and feeling. Don't just say, "I'm grateful for my house." Go deeper. Close your eyes and say, "I am deeply grateful for the warmth of my bed this morning, for the security of this roof over my head, for the sound of the rain on the window while I felt safe and comfortable." Feel the gratitude in your body and your heart. Don't say, "I'm grateful for my health." Say, "I'm grateful for the strength of my legs that allows me to walk, for my lungs that breathe air effortlessly, for my eyes that allow me to see the colors of this world." By practicing this, you are not just improving your mood, you are tuning your vibration to the frequency of abundance. You are telling your subconscious, "I live in a generous universe where I already possess a lot. I am ready to receive more." You are building the muscle of gratitude. The third dimension, the gratitude that creates the future. Once you have healed the vibration of your past and anchored your present in the frequency of abundance, you are ready to take the quantum leap. You are ready to start using gratitude as the ultimate manifestation tool. This is the Thanksgiving technique that Joseph Murphy spoke of. It consists of thanking for your specific desire as if you had already received it. It is the act of living in the end, not with hope, but with a calm and grateful faith. It is the purest embodiment of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you worry about the future, you are using your imagination to create a negative scenario and feeling the emotion of that scenario. You are praying for what you don't want. Gratitude for the future is the conscious use of the same faculty, but in the opposite direction. You use your imagination to create the scenario of your fulfilled desire, and you deliberately generate the emotion of gratitude you would feel if it were already real. By doing this, you are creating a memory of the future in your subconscious mind. You are establishing a powerful magnetic attraction. Your job is no longer to make it happen, but to allow circumstances, people, and opportunities to be attracted to the magnetic field of your grateful faith. Practice the ritual of manifesting gratitude. Exercise 1. The 3-level gratitude journal. This is your daily training to become a master of gratitude. In the morning, present level. Before you start your day, write in your journal 10 specific things you are grateful for right now. Force yourself to find new ones every day. Feel the emotion as you write. During the day, past level. When you face a challenge, pause. Remember a past challenge that you overcame, and feel a surge of gratitude for the strength that old wound forged in you. At night, future level. In your drowsy state, choose your main desire, and instead of an affirmation, perform a prayer of thanks. Thank the infinite intelligence with a deep and sincere feeling because your wish is already a fact. For example, "Thank you, thank you, thank you for my perfect radiant health," and fall asleep in that feeling. Exercise 2, the gratitude walk. This is a practice to embody gratitude in your body. Go for a 15-minute walk with no other purpose than to find things to be grateful for. With every step, name something. Thank you for the sun on my skin. Thank you for the sound of the birds. Thank you for this body that allows me to walk. Thank you for the color of these flowers. Turn your walk into a moving meditation, a deliberate flooding of your nervous system with the chemistry of gratitude. Exercise 3, transmutation by gratitude. This is an advanced technique for dealing with negative emotions. When you feel a contractive emotion, fear, anger, sadness, do not fight it. Pause, acknowledge the emotion, and then look for something, anything within that situation that you can be grateful for. If you feel fear about a presentation, you can say, "I'm grateful for the opportunity to challenge myself and grow." If you feel anger about a conflict, you can say, "I'm grateful for this opportunity to practice patience and compassion." This act of seeking the gold in the mud does not deny the negative emotion, but introduces a higher vibration that begins to transmute it. Gratitude is the bridge between the dimension of idea and the dimension of form. It is the final seal you put on your command to the subconscious. It is the frequency that tells the universe not "I want," but "I am receiving." When your desire is preceded by a thank you, You stop being a beggar who asks and become a co-creator who recognizes a truth that is about to manifest. We have learned to communicate with our subconscious. We have learned to give it clear commands through autosuggestion and visualization. And now, we have learned to seal those commands with the power of gratitude. We are equipped with the fundamental tools of reprogramming. Chapter 8. The Language of Wealth. The word. As we saw in previous chapters, the word is not a simple sound. It is a decree. It is a vibration that shapes energy. It is a spell you cast into the field of reality, a command that your obedient mind and the universe hear and execute with relentless fidelity. And in no area is this law more evident and faster in its reflection than in the realm of wealth. Your current financial reality, the amount of money flowing into your life, is not a reflection of your worth, your effort, or the economic situation. It is a perfect and direct reflection of the language you habitually use when you think and talk about money. You have been describing your financial world, and in describing it, you have been creating it. You have been the prophet of your own economy. The enchantment of poverty, the vocabulary of scarcity. Before you can learn the language of wealth, you must become aware of the enchantment of poverty, the vocabulary of scarcity that most of us have learned to speak with an unconscious fluency. These are not just phrases. They are programs. They are commands that, when repeated, reinforce and manifest a reality of lack. Let's examine some of the most common phrases of this limiting dialect. I can't afford it. This is perhaps the most destructive phrase of all. It is a declaration of absolute powerlessness. It closes the door to all possibility. When you say, I can't afford it, your obedient mind stops looking for solutions. It accepts the limitation as a final sentence. The conversation ends. Creativity is turned off. You have decreed a wall in front of you. Money is the root of all evil. This is a deeply ingrained belief in many cultures. If you subconsciously associate money with evil, corruption, or a loss of spirituality, how could you attract it? It would be an act of self-sabotage. To maintain your identity as a good person, your subconscious will work to repel money from your life. You have to work like a slave to earn money. This decree merges prosperity with suffering. It installs the belief that wealth can only be obtained through sacrifice, exhaustion, and the loss of the joy of living. As a result, you either work yourself to exhaustion for little money, or you unconsciously reject opportunities for great wealth, because your mind associates them with unbearable pain. There is never enough. This is the flagship phrase of the scarcity mindset. It is a statement that projects lack in all directions. There isn't enough time, there isn't enough money, there aren't enough opportunities. By living in this mantra, your perception filter is trained to see only lack. You ignore the abundance around you and magnify every small piece of evidence that, indeed, there is not enough. Some people are just lucky. When you attribute others' success to luck, you are declaring that prosperity is a random, external event, outside of your control. You are giving up your power as a creator. You are saying that you do not have access to that luck, reinforcing your identity as someone at the mercy of chance. These phrases, and many others like them, are the bricks with which we build our own financial prison. They are the commands that our faithful servant has been executing for years. To free yourself, you don't have to fight reality. You have to change the language. You have to learn to speak the language of abundance. The 7 principles of prosperous language. The language of wealth is not a complicated dialect. It is based on a series of simple but profound principles that, once integrated, change your vibration and, consequently, the reflection you see in your life. Principle 1. Speak from fullness, not from lack. The language of scarcity always comes from the feeling of needing something. I need more money. I need a better job. The word need is a declaration of lack. The universe hears lack and gives you more of that experience. The language of abundance speaks from a place of choice and being. Instead of I need more money, the decree is, I choose to create and receive more abundance in my life. Instead of I wish I had, the decree is, I am the source of my own prosperity. This linguistic shift takes you out of the role of a beggar and puts you into that of a sovereign creator. Principle 2. Speak in the present as an accomplished fact. As we already know, the subconscious only understands the now. Speaking of prosperity in the future is to keep it in the future. Instead of, someday I will be rich, the decree is, I am wealth, I am abundance. Prosperity is my natural state, here and now. Instead of, I'm going to get that contract, the decree is, I am so happy and grateful for this new prosperous contract. You speak of the end as if it has already happened, feeling the emotion of its fulfillment. You are creating the memory of the future. Principle 3. Bless wealth wherever you see it. Envy and resentment toward others' success are pure poison for your own prosperity. They are a vibrational statement that says, wealth is bad and limited, and if someone else has it, it means there is less for me. The antidote is blessing. When you see someone with a beautiful house, a luxury car, or a prosperous business, instead of feeling the pang of envy, pause, and from your heart, send them a silent blessing. I wish them even more abundance. I bless their success. There is enough for everyone. This act takes you out of the competitive mindset of scarcity and aligns you with the cooperative energy of abundance. You are telling the universe that you celebrate prosperity, and by the law of resonance, the universe will send you more reasons to celebrate. Principle 4. Speak of money as an ally, not an enemy. Many of us have a conflicted relationship with money. We desire it, but we also fear it. We see it as a source of stress, conflict, and worry. The master of abundance changes this relationship. He personifies money not as an unpredictable tyrant, but as an ally, a servant, an energetic friend. Instead of saying, damn money, say, money is my friend and my partner. It works for me and with me to create a life of freedom and service. Instead of feeling anxiety when looking at your finances, say, I look at my finances with calm and confidence, knowing that I am an excellent manager of my abundance. By changing your relationship with the concept of money, you change the energy it has in your life. Principle 5. Speak with gratitude for the flow, both outgoing and incoming. The scarcity consciousness experiences profound pain when paying. Every bill, every expense feels like a loss, like a wound. The wealth consciousness understands that money is energy and that it must circulate. The act of paying is as important as the act of receiving. The practice is to bless your bills. Every time you pay a bill, instead of doing it with resentment, do it with gratitude. Be thankful for the service you received, the electricity that lit your house, the water that nourished you, the roof that sheltered you. When paying, say, I am grateful for this service and I bless this money. May it circulate, bless all who touch it, and return to me multiplied. This simple act transforms an experience of scarcity into a powerful ritual of abundance. Principle 6. Speak with precision.